What's up, YouTube? Welcome to episode 22 of Snap Crackle Pod. I'm Ryan Wood, as always, alongside Trevor. We are about to roll like some oats. Rolled oats. It's a cereal thing. How you doing, Trev?
I mean, you can talk about rolled oats all you want, but today's all about the rocks. We're going to get into my What's Poppin' section. And I'm going to be talking about Ozzy's Ozzy's Rock Yard, the new deck that I've been rocking. That's pretty much what's been popping in my week here recently. I guess in the past 2 weeks, been working on some of the game modes, just grinding. I'm up in Galactic. I'm the highest I've ever been in Galactic before. I'm fringe, making it up into Infinite, excuse me. And I plan to be there soon to finally achieve that milestone. But what's popping in your last 2 weeks?
That's a big one, man. The 90s are no joke. It's hard up there. Bots pretty much go away, so it's not easy. It's kind of a strange 2 weeks. Not to play. I mean, I've definitely played Snap. Don't get me wrong, but in high voltage, some missions have lapsed. I work in sports, and the baseball season's starting back up. It's just been really busy. Not had all that much time for Snap. I'm still playing, but not quite as obsessively as I usually do. Still been having fun. Haven't been able to build a super rock deck yet, but I know Trevor's got me covered on this episode, so we're gonna get into that in a little bit. But let's go over some of the recent cards that released that we haven't talked about since they came out. And there's 3 of them. I'm going to start with Caliban, Horseman of Pestilence. Have you seen a lot of this card? I know I definitely played a Pixie deck that I really enjoyed with Caliban. Other than that, I've not seen too much of it. I think it's a very reasonable 3-drop, though.
Yeah, I actually have not seen it played once. I think it was randomly put into high voltage at one point, so I got to see it in play. But when you play it in high voltage, it doesn't always, it's not going to apply in the way that it should. So it just didn't really land. So, I mean, a 3/4, it's really not a bad card overall. Like you said, I feel like it's more of a middle ground card. You can definitely find ways to make it work. But, I'm not writing home to the boys about this one.
Yeah, he's just pretty good. He does the thing most of the time. If you're playing him in a deck, it's gonna have big drops, and at the end of the game he'll go off. He does make him a little susceptible to disruption, but yeah, Caliban, he's fine. He's cool. Check out the Pixie deck guide I made on the other channel. It's pretty fun. Next up, this we got to talk about. This is probably the card of the season, at least for vibes. Ozymandias, 5/9 ongoing. Your rocks have +3 power. I'm sure y'all know it. The great thing about this card is it enables an entire archetype, and you can get this card for free. I love when Second Dinner does that. It's awesome to put not just kind of filler cards in there, but a card that actually people really were looking forward to. What do you think about Ozymandias overall?
I think it's a really cool card. I mean, my take on it. I was really excited about it in the first place, but a 5/9 really isn't that bad, and to beef up some of these rocks really is kind of nice. I've been playing an Aussie deck, kind of just revolving around him. But it's not all do or die on Aussie. I don't need Aussie to be there for it to still be powerful. So this card definitely lands at a high B or a low A for me. Not that we're ranking it or anything, but that's about what I expected with this card. I didn't know how big it was really going to be. And, you're not going to get them huge, but I've made some 1/16 rocks with a well-synergized deck. So he's a fun guy. I like having him around. And a 5/9, like I said, it's not bad.
Yeah. Cool card. Definitely looking forward to messing around with him a little bit more. Just a really fun card I feel like should be in Snap. So awesome, Aussie. And the last card that we are going over here from the recent releases is Selene, Horseman of Famine. Now this card, I think if you remember when we first previewed Selene, I was like, card's trash. You're not going to want to play cards with no abilities. Kind of completely forgetting that counts like rocks. It counts squirrels. It counts like a lot more things than I thought. So with that, I was like, okay, I'll try Celine. I'll make it work. And turns out I still think the card's really bad. Reason being,
I was not expecting that whatsoever.
me neither. I honestly thought all the synergies I wasn't thinking about. You can get this ability to go off. It's just that the ability isn't all that good because it's not like Caliban where it's going to go find the highest power thing. It's just taking it from the lane that it's in. And it's a 4-drop. So it's to me, it always ends up kind of feeling like Caliban, but more expensive and a little harder to make work because it's got to be in that lane. So you play it, then the enemy just avoids that lane. Or like, it's just a little more telegraphed and a little more expensive. And I think that it landed in a rough spot because of that. For me, I've not been able to crack this card.
Yeah, I think the objective is just a little bit too involved for me, and to only get a 4/4 out of it, I don't know. I just wasn't crazy about it on release. I know we were going back and forth on the high evolutionary aspect of it,
which doesn't work, unfortunately.
Yeah, if it worked with that, I'd say it has a lot more application. But again, not writing home to the boys on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those. It's like, well, it's a 4/14 if it works. It's like, yes, but like, we just have bigger things than that. Like, you're doing more synergy things, and you have to play so many no abilities style cards in the deck. I feel like it's a lot freer to just play something like Gwenpool or Galacta or like, one of these 4-drops that does that, but also synergizes what you're actually trying to do. So yeah, I don't know. I was a little let down by this card, and hopefully they tweak it or I just find something better to do with it. So that's Celine. And that's the recent releases, which means we're going to move along to upcoming releases. And we have a lot of cool things to go through here. We're going to do a preview basically of the April season that's coming before you know it. But we do have one card left in this season. And for me, I don't know if it's going to be good, but it's for sure the card I am most looking forward to. Let me pull up the card. It is Rama-Tut. Now, Rama-Tut we talked about a couple weeks ago, just briefly. Crazy card. Let me get us off the screen. On reveal, it uses 3 on reveals from cards released before Rama-Tut's time. Now, this is not every on reveal card that was released before Rama-Tut, but it is a good number of them. There are some that are just like out of the pool of cards, like goblins. It can't use a goblin and like swing itself over to your opponent's side, but it can do Destroyer. According to data mines, it can do MODOK. We'll have to see when this actually releases. What do you think? What do you think about Rama-Tut, Trev?
Rama-Tut, say what? Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I had it
on your wall. Right?
Yeah. The whiteboard says Rama-Tut, say what? If it was colored in, it'd be easy to see, to read. But I ain't got time for that. We'll patch that up in editing, I guess.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Rama-Tut. So I got a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth for this card, and I haven't even got to play it yet. And the only reason I'm saying that is because in high voltage, as you know, I was grinding to get Aussie. I got my fair share of Cersei and Nightmare. And boy, did I have some problems. You can pull Destroyer with both those cards, apparently. And I did, in fact, pulled Destroyer at least 3 or 4 times, and I lost every match. Not that it matters with high voltage, because there's nothing on the line and you're just trying to complete missions, but it just made me realize that this card scares me in multiple ways.
Yeah, it's going to be pure chaos. There's no question. The only question is are you going to hit good things more often than you hit horrible things? And is it worth it? I don't know if it's going to be very good, but it is going to be fun and chaotic. It's going to make for some good YouTube clips, probably. One thing that is fun here on Snap Complete, this website that I absolutely have been loving, is they actually added a little simulation for Rama-Tut, where you can, just like get an idea of what he might do. So like, he could give you this Cable Red Guardian Silver Surfer package. So you get an opponent's card, you do a Red Guardian to something, you Silver Surfer. It's like, okay. We could get like a Silver Samurai, Brood, and Crystal. Ooh, Brood's pretty fun. You'd get 3 Rama-Tuts, basically. So, you know, maybe it discards something you don't want it to. You could get Alioth, Hellion, Prowler. That's fun. I don't know.
These are all pretty big hitters here.
Yeah. Obviously you're not getting like the power, but there's a lot. Oh, this one would. This is funny
Yeah,
because
that one.
if it went in this order, you would get the Mirage card, then discard it, and then get a White Queen card. But what if it went Mirage, White Queen, and then you Modoc them all away? That's hilarious. So, you know what?
Yeah,
We'll see what happens with this card, but it's gonna be interesting, and I don't think anybody can deny that. We're
that's a
gonna
good feature. I'm glad they threw that in there so people can determine. I mean, you could just sit there and play with it out of 50 chances and see how many of them are actually positive and get a feel for it, like you said.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll all get to try Rama-Tut soon. Releases on March 31st on Tuesday. Next up, this is the Season Pass card for April. It is an objective card, so April is going to be another objective season. This one's pretty cool. It's a 4/6. The objective is to play 3 on reveal cards, and the reward is you then use the highest cost on reveal in your hand. Trevor, do you know me well enough to guess what I am immediately going to play this card in as soon as I
No,
get
but
it?
my mind immediately went to a classic destroy deck, and I know that's not your vibe. So,
In a
jeez, I don't know.
way, it's kind of like a destroy deck. To me, this is going to be a natural fit in Galactus. Galactus, you can make it so it is the highest cost on reveal in your entire deck. So if you have Galactus in your hand, you complete this objective playing like, I don't know, Psylocke for an on reveal, a Luna Snow for an on reveal just to get the energy to play Galactus early. Or to have, I guess you don't even need that because you're playing Strife. So maybe you Psylocke. I don't know. I'll figure it out. You play a 1-drop on reveal, you play Psylocke, you play something else, you play Strife, and then Strife goes off on turn 4 for your Galactus. Is that big enough to win the lane? I mean, maybe. Maybe you play a Goblin on 3 to help out that lane. I don't know. To me, that's what I'm going to try it in right away, whether it's good or not.
Also, just to let you know, I didn't look at these cards ahead of time because I wanted to be surprised for the
Yeah,
podcast and get my genuine reaction. Again, if you can read them off like you have been doing, that'd be helpful. Just because the
yeah,
text is a little bit smaller, but hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, Stripe seems like a cool card. Yeah, 4/6. Love the name. I love the objective. It seems pretty straightforward overall, and it seems like it has a lot of application because I'd say the majority. I don't want to say the majority, but a lot of really good cards in Snap are on reveal. So there's a lot of ways you could pull this off and, make it pretty big.
yeah, yeah. I think it's got a lot. And because it's hitting the highest cost on reveal in your hand, there's a lot of things that could be. So I think it's going to be a fun card to mess around with, and we'll see when it releases on April 7th. Alongside, this is okay. So this one's very confusing. This is the super premium season pass card. This one is a skill, Techno Organic Virus. Cost 1 on reveal. You copy this to your hand with +2 cost. So you play it, then you get it back, and it's going to cost 3 the second time. It infects your other cards in whatever lane you play it in. Replaces their text. So you might be wondering, what does it mean infect them? It's not on Snap Complete, but I actually have it here on a different website, on snap.fan. When it infects your cards, it takes away their text completely and replaces it with ongoing +1 power for each techno organic virus you've played. So what that means is, let's say that you have a couple cards in a lane, like a Wasp and a 1-drop or something. Turn 2, you play Techno Organic Virus on them. They're both going to lose their text and get infected with that ongoing ability. If you then play another Techno Organic Virus, you're going to double that up to, +2 power because you play 2 Techno Organic Viruses. If you do it again, and so on and so forth. But you could also infect other lanes, and then they all start getting the infection. And then you play, and the viruses are going to get more expensive to play, but I don't know. It's a confusing card. it's a whole new deck archetype, I guess. You like making a virus deck, or maybe you just played in a Sauron style deck because you want to get rid of bad, abilities and replace it with a good ongoing ability and play Spectrum. I don't know. What do you think about this weird card?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you'd only be able to play this a couple times a game because it's adding 2 costs, right?
Yeah, it would be hard because you play it once, and then the next time you play it, it's 3. The next time you play it, it costs 5. But you also have to play other cards to be able to infect. So I can't imagine playing this more than twice most games.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe if you magicked, you might get 3 uses out of it,
Hmm.
but I don't know that I would necessarily want to.
You know what? Maybe Mobius. Mobius will stop your cards from getting that extra cost. So the Techno-Organic Virus will always cost 1 if you play with Mobius and Mobius.
Oh, that's an idea.
Yeah, that could be something.
We're cooking up viruses.
Sure. Okay. We'll see. We'll see when this card lands. I'm sure I'll be doing something with it. Next up, Wolverine. We got another Horseman here. Horseman of War. 4/3. Objective. This has 5 or more power. Result. Reward. Give one of your cards at each location plus 3 power. Wow, okay. I haven't actually looked at this Wolverine card, really. So 4/3, you just need to give it plus 2 power. That is not hard at all. And you're giving one of your cards at each location plus 3 power. That's giving plus 9. So this is essentially a 4/12.
Well, it would have to be a 4/14. It couldn't be a 4/12.
Right, but you're doing something else to get it to a 4/5. So on its own,
Right.
It's a 4/12.
Correct. Sorry, I thought about that a different way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting card. I feel like I guess if you synergize with giving the plus 3 to things, like play a lot of cards that want that plus 3 power, and can make good use of it. I don't know. This card's interesting. Maybe this is like a Surfer card. You're playing it with like Sebastian Shaw. Oh, wait, it's giving Sebastian Shaw plus. I don't really know. What do you think about Wolverine?
I think it's definitely interesting. It feels like Ironheart, but with more rules.
Yeah.
And a little bit more fun. With a Silver Surfer deck that you were talking about, with it being 4 costs, is that still fitting in there? Decent?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can play a non-3. I mean, I know it's not getting the Surfer buff. It's just like in Surfer decks, you want to play cards that like getting buffs. So like maybe that it's not. The problem is it's not like helping your broods or anything. It's only doing. Maybe we're duplicating this card, having it go off multiple times. Arnim Zola.
Yeah. When you mentioned the Silver Surfer deck, I mean, I throw a Forge in there, and that is usually for my broods. That's my favorite combination with broods. I don't know that I would want to use my Forge on Wolverine, Horseman of War, but to me, I feel like this is it's a little bit complicated, but if you could pull it off, I mean, you can get a lot of decent power here. So could be good. I'm not entirely sure.
I think without other synergies, it's probably not worth it. We saw Celine basically be a 4/14 that isn't that good, and this would be a 4/12 without doing other things with it. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it lands.
Look at these objective cards, though. They're making us think outside the box, making us think of new ways to use decks and synergies. So you know what? At the end of the day, even if they might not hit entirely, like they're still very fun.
I really like the objective mechanic, and I think they did a great job hitting us with a lot of different ones all at the start so that we can see how it works. I think down the line they'll probably find ways to have, strict objective synergy too, and stuff like, your objectives trigger twice or something. So I think it's a cool mechanic. I love the way that the animations look for it too. Really cool. All right. Brings us to our final card, I believe we're going over. And I don't even know how to say this one, I'll be honest. Ascani-sun, maybe? It's a 2/3. This card's odd. Activate. Create a 1-cost card at another location. Increase the cost each time you're winning here as the turn starts. So, if that never happens, this is just a 2/3 that activates to create a random 1-cost card at another location. But let's say you play this and on start of turn 3, you're winning Ascanasan's location. It'll be a 2-cost card instead. If you have this in play and you wait until turn 6 or something, I guess you could be creating up to like that'd be 5-cost card at another location. So a 2/3 that creates a 5-cost card. That's pretty okay if you're able to win that location. Seems to be a priority card. You want to win a location that you're playing it in, so you play Black Cat turn 1, this turn 2, maybe. I don't know. What do you think?
What's the benefit of raising the costs unless it's like a very specific, like, I don't know if you're trying to fit that into like a Cerebro deck or Surfer or something like that,
No.
trying to get the cost of what?
Well, it raises the cost of the card you create, not the cost of. So it's saying this card creates a 1-cost card, but if you're winning the lane, it'll each turn tick up. So now instead it's going to create a 3-cost card or a 4-cost card.
Okay. Sorry, yeah. I thought it meant it just kept bringing up the cost of the card. I'm like, what's the point of that?
Yeah, no. The card that it creates. So you could get like a, Black Panther off of this, in another location if you end up winning.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool card. Obviously random effects. You could get a really bad card off of it, but I'm going to be messing around with it. I think it's fun. I'm really excited to see them try new and interesting things. And you know what? I do have one card left. Forgot. This takes us to the halfway point of the April season. This is Archangel, Horseman of Death. 2/3, objective. Your cards are destroyed 4 times. The reward is resurrect 1 here with +4 power. So, understandably, this is like Angel. It's a destroy card, but this one's interesting. It's definitely for a, Weapon X style destroy a bunch of cards deck, I think.
I'm cool with it. Obviously you could destroy, a smaller card and resurrect that, but still even getting +4 power, and if you Venom it later in the game, like you're still getting some good power out of this. So I won't complain about that. It's a good card.
Yeah, it's got some synergy. It's essentially a 2/7 even if you don't do anything else. So I like it. I approve of more destroy cards, even though I don't play the archetype a lot.
And it's sick. Look at the wings, man, just coming outside of the card like that.
Straight up, they've been doing a much better job with base art lately. Like, some of these base arts have been awesome in these last 2 seasons. This base art's really cool.
Yeah, I really like it.
Cool. I'm glad we are in agreement. All right, well, that brings us now to, I'm pretty excited for this section. It's been a while since we had a Trevor deck guide, and you're gonna give us some Aussie, oi, oi, oi with, what did you call this deck? What was the name of it again?
Ozzy's Rock Yard, and I got to give a little bit of context on this. Well, at least the name. So obviously Ozzy Osbourne is the inspiration for the name, and Ozymandias, however you say it.
Ozymandias, I think.
Mandius. So growing up, I would go to one of our local gyms at a community college, and we would listen to Sirius XM all the time. And one of the channel names was Ozzy's Boneyard. And it was always playing in the gym all the time, that and Lithium. And I grew up listening to Lithium all the time. And Ozzy's Boneyard is when you were trying to hit like a PR in the gym, and the director at the gym would always turn it on. But yeah, that's where the inspiration from the name came from. But yeah, this is the deck that I ended up with, just like a proper deck guide. Whenever Ryan puts them out, he will make some tweaks here and there. And I felt like this needed a couple tweaks along the way. I put a couple tech cards in here, much needed Echo and Cosmo. As I kept going higher and higher, I kept getting all the Wong combinations, and I just got sick of it. I don't have Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'm a poor noob, and I don't have all the cards, so I got to work with what I got. So that's why Echo and Cosmo are in here. Also, fun fact, that variant that you have on Echo right now is actually the variant that I just picked up I did
Oh,
spend I did spend
dude,
3,500 on it, but it's
it's
just so cool.
it's like my favorite. It's my favorite. It might be my favorite variant in the game. I love it. It is so cool.
It's awesome. So we're just gonna kind of take this one thing at a time. So I threw in Korg here just because it's a rock deck, man, and just being able to play Korg on turn one, just to get something out there is yes, and I really do like this variant as well. Handing
Because
out
of the
cold, it's
gift.
very nice.
Yeah.
So obviously that's really good. Obviously Sandstorm fits in here as well. I made sure I knew Aussie was coming up, so I grinded and I got Sandstorm as well. Not sure what's coming up next, but I know I have some 3-cost cards. I got Rhino. Rhino. So the reason why I threw Rhino in here is because one thing that's important for this deck for me, with the 2 tech cards having Echo and Cosmo, I want to have priority around turn 2 or 3. And Rhino is a really easy way for me to get priority. A 2/5 is pretty big on turn 2. I'm not looking to play Sandstorm this early in the match. I want to get the most out of my rocks. If I can get 2 1/6 rocks, I'm in a really good place, and that's why I have Sandstorm. But then again, if I get a 1/4 rock, I'm happy too. So Rhino is just a way for me to get a little bit of priority and get a free rock out there if I haven't pulled a debris. So going on to the next card, we have Mystique. I have a couple ongoing cards in this deck. Just felt like Mystique was a good way. There's just really good balance with this deck for me. There's 1 cost, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's always something to do every single turn for the most part. And Mystique was an easy way to just piggyback off some other ongoing cards like Patriot and Jack Flag that I actually included in this deck as well. They just felt like some necessary ways to beef up these rocks, make them a little bit more usable, give them a little bit more powerful. And Patriot has been pretty nice if I get a ninja or a squirrel added to locations as well. Just getting a little bit of extra beef there. I believe next I have Jack Flag. No, I have
Cosmo.
Cosmo.
Either way.
I had to throw in the tech card, and that's why the priority is so important for me, because as soon as I see Wong on turn 4, or if I see Black Panther get up to like a crazy 20 power card, I know what's coming next. It's Arnim Zola, and I'm ready for it if I have Cosmo in my hand. That's why I put Cosmo in here. It just seemed like a necessary evil. I just had to put it in there. Okay, talked about Jack Flag. I was excited when this card came out, just being able to, obviously with this deck, I'm increasing rocks. So Jack Flag is just a nice little way. I can piggyback off of a Mystique later in the game if I don't have Aussie or Onslaught, just to get some extra power here. And then Patriot goes hand in hand with that as well. Debris, obviously I don't need to get too deep with this, but throwing out some rocks is important in an Aussie deck. And having a 3/8 is really nice too. Again, having that priority. Turn 2, I have a Rhino. Turn 3, I have a Debris. I'm snapping. I'm snapping every single time that I get that combination, and it's been working out for me.
Dude, Debris is so good with Cosmo because you're going to get that priority and you're going to be able to protect your combo. Love it.
Exactly. Yep. Kazar, however you want to say it. Also, really sick variant. Man, so cool. Not the biggest card that you're going to get here, but again, if you get squirrels or ninjas, obviously with the rocks, you're going to get some extra power here. Just some nice little combinations, and Kazar just seems like an easy way to throw that in there. Ozzy, goes without saying, my man, the star of the deck, has to be in there. If I get Ozzy in the game in combination with like a Mystique and Patriot or Mystique and Jack Flag, like these rocks have been getting huge. I think the biggest rock I got so far was a 124,
Oh my
which was
God.
insane. Yeah, these rocks have been getting pretty big. But for the most part, I'd say on average, my rocks are getting to at least a 1/8, and that's pretty huge. And then I toyed around with this last slot a little bit. I tried Blue Marvel. I tried, oh gosh, what's her name? Spectrum as well. And I just ended up going with Onslaught, having a consistent 6-cost card in there was just nice for me. And then doubling ongoing effects is also very nice for obvious reasons. So it's been a nice added addition, and I I kind of lost track with how this deck has been performing, but it has got me into Galactic. I know I've been winning a lot. If I had to say, I'm probably around like 60-65% win rate with it. It's just been going really well, and
Yeah.
as time has gone on, I've gotten better with it, and the win percentage has gone up. So, do you want to share any thoughts about what you think about this deck? I think it's a way more well thought out deck than my Toxic Affliction deck that I talked about
Well,
on the one pod.
I feel like that comes with, you know, your collection growing too. I mean, it's hard to build a super cohesive deck when you're, you know, in your early in your journey, and you've gotten a lot more cards, and I think it's a super well built deck. I'm actually very excited to try it out because I've been trying to figure out the rock thing. I know there's like something there, but I've not been able to make it work. And I think this is a really cool direction. I love the Jack Flag inclusion. I didn't even consider it. I was just kind of going all down the Patriot, you know, Aussie route, and Jack Flag makes so much sense as a single kind of lane winner to help you with those rocks, because they're always going to be bigger than 1-0, you know, in your deck. So super cool. How have you been finding Sandstorm to work out well in the deck? I'm curious.
Oh, dude, Sandstorm has been a concept for this deck. I honestly, I don't think the deck would work as well
Mm.
if there wasn't Sandstorm. Now I have other ways. I find that there's some decks that there's just one way that you have to play it, and if you don't get that combination, forget it. It's not happening. This deck allows me to have so many different combinations between Rhino, Sandstorm. But anyways, to answer your question, Sandstorm has been huge because if I get Debris down and I can get on turn 5 Sandstorm in combination with like another 3-cost card, I'm usually getting those rocks to a 1/6, and I get 2 of them. Turn 6, I can play it in combination with some other cards. Even I can put one of those rocks down with Aussie. So Sandstorm and Debris have been like the biggest keys. Whenever I get those cards down, I'm usually winning the game. I've been really liking it. Now there is one major flaw to this deck, one, and I'm just remembering that my last slot where Onslaught was, it was my initial thought. I was like, I have to try to make up for the one weakness of this deck. So I added Null, and I'm assuming as soon as you hear Null, you can think where my mind is going.
Like Killmonger or like,
Killmonger. I
yeah.
was like, I played the first 15 matches and I didn't encounter Killmonger once. And I said, okay, I'll take Null out of my deck. And then I put in Blue Marvel at the time. And the very next match, don't you know it, Killmonger destroyed all my rocks, destroyed all my squirrels. I had squirrels and rocks that game, and I had nothing. And I'm just like, my Null would have been like I don't know. It would have been close to 100. I mean, it was ridiculous because the enemy, or the opponent, excuse me, was playing Destroy as well. So he was destroying cards like crazy. And I would have at least combated his Null, but instead I just retreated after I saw Killmonger.
That would, but wouldn't Null only really win you one lane? You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I ended up. That's why I ended up taking it out, because I was like, this isn't even worth it. If I'm only going to win one lane and lose all that power at other lanes, I'm just going to lose no matter what.
Do you happen to have Kyera?
I do.
Kyera, why don't you try Kyera in here? Because then you don't have to worry about it at all. All your rocks will be safe.
I do like safe rocks. That sounds nice.
Yeah. I'm also wondering, did you ever give someone a rock with Korg and they are playing a rocks deck and they're happy about it?
I cannot believe you brought that up. It actually happened once, and it was hilarious. We were fist bumping like crazy. So I gave him, I put down Korg, and I gave him a rock. This was literally turn 1. He didn't play anything, and he gave me a fist bump, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. And then he ended up playing on turn 3 Debris, and I did the Spider-Man like pointing thing.
Yeah.
And I played Debris the next turn, and I played the Spider-Man pointing thing again. And we just went back and forth, and we almost had the exact same deck. But yeah, he ended up using that rock, which was very kind of him.
Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff. Well, awesome. Thank you for sharing the deck. I'm really happy that you're having a lot of success with it and having fun. And hey, like I said, good guy Ozzy making it happen.
Yes, sir.
You love to see it. All right. Well, let's move along to the OTA. We had a very important OTA in Marvel Snap this week, and I think we got to go over some of these cards because some big hitters got the Nerf hammer. Um, let's start off with we got to start with the head honcho, Star Lord. They took a real big chunk out of this card. I wasn't sure if they would actually go this heavy, but to make Star Lord a 5/8 from a 4/5, 4/6, that's a lot. That's a big nerf. It definitely makes it a lot harder to do the Arnim Zola thing. And yeah, I'm happy they did it because this card was a menace. But what do you think about the nerf?
Yeah, I'm cool with it, man. I mean, I was not expecting a change quite like this. I do really enjoy when they kind of just kind of basically reset the card and make
Yeah,
it something completely new and change the way you have to think about it. But as soon as I saw this, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm cool with that. Because
yeah,
again, the Arnim Zola combination got so tiresome.
yeah. I mean, they gave it a chance to let the community figure it out, and I think it was just like, you know what, this card's too good. It's too good in negative. It's just too good, and this is where it's at. We'll see what happens, but I think it's gonna be at an okay spot now, hopefully. Let's move along to another nerf. This one to Cannonball. It's just a small nerf down to a 5/5 from a 5/6. I think the Mercury Cannonball thing is still super good. They've made a lot of changes to this card, and it's probably still going to be just fine. I played it in high voltage, and you know, because they have that play 5 cost cards, mission all the time. So I just play a deck full of 5 cost cards. I don't even care. So I'm playing the Cannonball Mercury thing in there, and it's still good. Still good.
Yeah, small little side note. They definitely need to tweak those missions. I know we talked about that,
Yeah,
but
dude.
it's just
Yeah.
always 5 cost cards. Like, why can't we make it 1 cost, 2 cost? I mean, just
Yeah.
switch it up so we're not doing the same missions over and over again.
Dude, it's the charge. Play 35 charge cards is the bane of my existence. That's,
Look, we're not even going to talk about that. That's like 11 matches, man.
yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Okay. Cannonball gets a little nerf. Frigga. So this one is ostensibly a nerf, and Frigga's a cool card, but dude, it's a C3 card now.
I
Play.
knew you were going to say
It
it.
is. It's so good in C3 now. So I don't think it's a nerf. I think it's actually a buff. But that's just
See,
because I'm a
as soon
dirty
as I
cerebral
saw
player.
3-3, I knew what you were going to say. As soon as we hopped on, I knew it.
Yep.
I knew it.
Yeah, it's okay. It is. That's fine. Another card, it's a C3 card, Gambit. Man, that C3 Gambit deck is so fun and toxic, and I need to get back to playing it because now I get to frigate it. Now you just frigate the Gambit. They did make it so now you need 6 cost of created cards to be able to Gambit things, but this card's still super good. If you're playing a lot of cheap, low cards early in the game, be ready to get them gambited away because I don't think this kills the card personally. But I do like that they kept the Valentina interaction too, because Valentina gets you a cheap 6 cost card and that'll still activate Gambit.
Yeah, this definitely did not kill the card. I mean, it has some good application.
Yeah. Yep. Gore. This one is a bit of a interesting. It's yellow here. Not my dance, by the way. I always want to shout him out. Made these graphics for these OTA cards. Usually red if it's a nerf, green if it's a buff, yellow if it's like up in the air. Because Gore went to a 6/1 from a 6-1. You're like, oh, okay, +2 power. But also now you can't play it as easily in negative. So you can. It'll be a 1. That's still good, but not quite as good.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. As soon as I saw it went to a 1, I'm like, no more negative.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's talk a couple of changes to the, Asgardian god cards, both to the hammers. Thor's Mjolnir now gives Thor 7 power instead of 6, and Beta Ray Bill's Stormbreaker becomes a 0/4, up from a 0/3. Thought on these little hammer buffs?
I don't know. Hammer Bros are probably really excited about this, you know?
Yeah, Yeah, I'm not a hammer bro, but more power to all the hammer bros out there.
Yeah, I don't play them too much.
Yeah, I honestly don't either. Strange Supreme gets a buff to a 2/2 from 2/1. I kind of hate this card. Honestly, I like legitimately hate it. Every time I play it, I end up eating something I don't want to and losing the game. Or I generate something and I need it in that lane and then it eats it and I kind of hate this card. I'll be honest.
I don't have much experience with it, but I've seen it used improperly or
Yeah.
accidentally, so I could see that.
Yeah. Speaking of the rocks, I think this Kyera, especially now at a 3/5, you got to give it a shot, man. That's going to be good in your rock deck.
I might have to. A 3/5 is definitely not that bad.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's just protection. So I'll try to find some way that I can sneak it in there. Honestly, I'm not sure which card I'd take out yet, but I'll think about it.
Okay. Two more changes. Weapon X goes up to a 2/3. I think everybody realizes this card is not quite at the level it needs to be at. So, yeah, I mean it's a different way to play Destroy, but nobody plays it anymore. Now after the initial couple weeks, like nobody, literally nobody plays Weapon X. So hopefully this
Because it's
helps.
good in one LTM, and that's about it.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. And finally, Viv Vision. This is an old season pass card, and they gave it a little buff to a 3/4. I think this card is really fun with Clea and Surfer, maybe certain shells of Surfer, and that's about it. So maybe this helps it out.
Yeah, I've seen this card pop up in my shop several times. I'm like, man, should I pull the trigger on this one or at least pin it? Because it seems like a fun card.
Yeah, I think it could be fun, and hopefully the buff helps it out a little bit. All right, Trevor, I'm going to leave it up to you. Do you want to do blind rankings this week, or do you want to just skip ahead?
Blind rankings. We'll go rapid fire. Let's just do it.
All
Let's
right,
send it.
let's send it. Let's do a rapid fire blind rankings. Why don't you give me yours first this time around?
Yes, sir. Already got it up. You just let me know when you're ready.
Hit me with it.
Hit me with it. We're starting off with Drax, Avatar of Life.
Okay, the new Drax. This card. Let me get my favorites going here so I can find it easier. I'm gonna put Drax. I played it a lot at release and haven't played it a ton since. Not because it's bad, just because I'm not all that interested in it anymore. I'm gonna give it like a 4.
Okay. Fun fact, I actually spent the tokens and got this card as well.
Cool.
Yeah, number 2, we got Moonstone.
Okay, Moonstone. I really love Moonstone. No, is it number 1? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go number 1. I love Moonstone. I love the doubling. I love the ongoing stuff. We'll do it.
I did not know how you would feel about that card. But speaking of doubling, Mystique.
Oh, okay. Mystique. I mean, hey, doubling, ongoing. This is all speaking my language. Let's go 2 for Mystique.
Cool. And we got kind of a little bit of randomness here. We got Moon Knight.
Dude, all right. Moon Knight. I have a really sick Moon Knight variant, so that makes me like it a little more than I would otherwise.
Kind of looks like Ronan.
Yeah, yeah. I can see it. Let's go with a 3 for Moon Knight. We'll leave the 5 spot open for something. No, what is it?
Fin Fang Foom.
The Foomer.
Foom at 5? I mean, I know it got a little bit of a nerf, but come on, man.
Dude, they might nerf this card again. It's still so good. Fin Fang Foom. This is a Snap Crackle Pod card, dude. Okay, well.
Crazy. So we got Moonstone at 1, Mystique at 2, Moon Knight at 3, Drax Avatar of Life, and Fin Fang Foom at 5. No love for the Foom.
I'm gonna live with it. I made my bed. All right. Well, fair enough. Your turn. I got a little bit of a theme, but we'll see if you pick up on it. Okay. First up, we've got Weapon H.
4.
4.
Going 4. It's got some good power. Yeah, I'm going 4.
This card's very hard to make work. I've tried.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next up, Zombie Galacti.
5.
Oh, really?
5. Not interested.
Did you just hate playing against it?
No, I think I got it in, I almost said Vivid Voltage. Holy throwback. Do you even know what Vivid Voltage is?
No.
It's a sword and shield set from Pokemon.
Oh, sweet. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's known for having one good card and the rest is absolute trash and nobody can ever pull it.
I see.
That's all.
I see why it was on your mind.
Anyways, yeah, High Voltage. Yeah, I got to play that for whatever reason. I'm just 5. Just 5.
Okay, 5. All right. 4 and 5 locked up. Next up, we got Arishem.
Oh, gee, I wonder what the theme is.
What could it be?
I'm just gonna go with 2. I don't feel like I want to put it at 3. I don't know why.
Okay, all right. You got 2 cards left. You have the 1 and 3 spot open. Here's Scar.
3.
3. So your number 1 card is, and I left Fin Fang Foom off of here.
No,
because I did Fin Fang Foom. I did Fin Fang Foom in my last blind ranking. So Dormammu.
I'm cool with that. Dormammu. Again, a lot of these cards, I don't have any 7-cost cards. I think.
Yeah.
I don't have any. What is Death? Is Death a 7?
8.
Yeah, I don't have any 7-cost cards. I don't think I have 1.
Well, I think I showed you all of them, other than Fin Fang Foom.
Yeah. I don't have Dormammu, but I've seen it played against me, and it seems like a pretty cool card. I'm cool with that being number 1.
Yeah. Yep, that's every 7-cost card with the exception of Fin Fang Foom. So, okay. There you go. We did our blind rankings. I like it. Good job on those. Which brings us...
You tried to trap me. You tried to make me think Fin Fang Foom was coming. I should have known better.
It wasn't intentional. It just is the way that it turned out. But, all right. Blind rankings. We love doing it every week. So, brings us to our last segment. It's question of the week. Trevor, what is a podcast or YouTube channel that you'd recommend to almost everyone? Wide appeal, something you enjoy.
Ooh, wide appeal. So my mind initially, I'm not going to say wide appeal, but I mean, it is a really good podcast. It's just very informative. It's not necessarily fun. It's actually called a Rich Habits Podcast.
Yeah.
And it's just all about creating really good habits in the financial world. So while that might not apply to people that are listening to this, I mean, it really applies to everybody. But I find it to be interesting. They keep you up to date with all the news, what's going on, and give some really good insight on ways that you can just create better habits financially. So I really enjoy listening to it, and I like the 2 guys that run that. It's a good podcast. As far as YouTube goes, if you want a really obscure channel, one that most people probably wouldn't know, it's called Dr. Plants, and it's just so hard to explain. But basically, this guy just makes terrariums, and then he makes these epically good edited videos of terrariums, and he just keeps introducing new bugs, new creatures, new plants, one day after the other, and see basically their synergy and see how they get along, or see if he needs to make any modifications. So in that way, it feels like kind of creating a snap deck.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. Really cool suggestions. It's one of my favorite things about YouTube is there's like so many random channels out there that do amazing things that are just like fun to discover. And my answer for this, podcast wise, I listen to a lot of podcasts, but they are definitely not really all wide appeal. I listen to a lot of comedy podcasts, a lot of, Marvel Snap podcasts, things like that. But I guess YouTube channels, I would suggest Kit Boga. Have you ever heard of Kit Boga?
Yeah, dude, I watch all of his videos whenever he posts them. They're hilarious.
He's so funny.
My favorite thing he does is whenever he gets in the car and goes
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
a Walgreens, and he's just the green screen is just hilarious. He's so
So,
awesome.
for those who don't know, Kitboga, he takes revenge on call scammers and like people that are scamming, elderly people. Holds them on the phone for just like days on end, getting them to never get the money from him. And he poses like with voice changers. He's just hilarious. He does so much content. He does like Twitch streams, but I just watch his edited videos because I don't have time, and I always enjoy them. They're authentically hilarious and bringing a lot of awareness to something that plagues a lot of people that don't know how to handle that kind of thing. So it's great.
Ladies and germs, I'm so sorry to interrupt. We're about to find out if Ryan's a true fan of Kid Boga. Are you ready for your one pop quiz question?
Sure.
It's not a question. Finish this statement. Do not
Redeem. Do not redeem.
redeem. Do not
Yeah.
redeem.
It's the best, man. I love Kit Boga. I would also suggest Steve 1989 MRE. Just a dude that eats old MREs, but I don't know, it's very chill, very calm, very educational and informative. They're long videos of him this dude has eaten stuff from like the 50s, the 40s, like a lot of it's more recent stuff, but sometimes he delves into those and it's just like a history lesson. Seeing him open up these super old MREs that military ate, like from all around the world, not just the US. It's super fascinating, and I mean, he's very well known, but I definitely suggest it to people who are just looking for something different. It's cool.
Okay. And we, this wasn't in the show notes, but bonus question. Bonus question.
Okay,
You ready for it?
I'm ready.
I already know your answer, but I still want to hear it anyways. I've been watching all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually halfway through the third one right now, so I'm getting to learn about the backstory of Rocket, which is kind of sad. All I wanted to know was your favorite Guardian from the Galaxy. And for anybody else who wants to give their opinion in the comments, let us know.
My favorite Guardian, I mean, is easily Rocket. It's always been Rocket. I mean, just the best character. Hilarious, has heart. The other Guardians are cool, but like I find Drax to be a lot one note. And then they all kind of evolve into that over the course. But Rocket is always Rocket, and so I have a very, very, very big part in my heart for Rocket Raccoon.
I want you to try to guess mine. You only get one guess.
I mean, my guess would have been a Rocket, probably. Groot would be my other guess.
So those were initially my two favorite characters when I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. My answer now is very ironically Drax. He's so funny to me.
He
The
is
fact that
funny. He is funny.
he can't make an analogy, and he's so brutal. And you're ugly on the outside, but you're beautiful on the inside.
Yeah.
And his one quote about how he's famously known for taking like really large dumps, like it's just so off the wall and funny to me.
Yeah, he's very funny. I'm looking for a little more heart from my Guardian. You know who's a little underrated is Nebula as a character. I think
Nebula, and I feel like Mantis, and I don't think you really like Mantis, but I feel like Mantis is underrated too.
no, I
Guardians
like
of the
Mantis.
Galaxy.
I like Mantis.
Okay.
It's cool.
The third one, she really gets a really abrasive personality, and I find that pretty great as well.
Yeah. No, there's some good humor with Mantis as well. Yeah, I love the Guardians, so I'll always talk about them. Appreciate the question. But that, Trevor, brings us to the end of another wonderful episode of Snap Crackle Pod. Thank you all for watching so much. Been really cool to see some new people finding the pod here on the new channel. If you're not already subscribed to the channel and you enjoy it, please go ahead and do so. That way you'll get notified whenever there's a new episode out. One comes out roughly every 2 weeks, as long as something doesn't change. But next time we got the whole second half of the April season to go over, so make sure you're back here for that. Trevor, where can everybody find you if they're so inclined?
Shoot, I haven't been making any YouTube videos, so not there. Definitely in comment section. I haven't been watching your videos as much as usual. I've just been so busy, but I'm always in the pod comments for sure.
That's good. That's good. I gotta get another video out soon. Actually, I'm coming up on my week, so we'll do that. But yeah, any non-snap advice before we head out of here?
Ooh, I actually didn't prepare for that one. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I have any non-snap advice. Do you have any?
My non-snap advice would be get sleep, which is not good advice because I don't follow it, but I'll just say it so that maybe I'll listen to myself and get sleep one day.
Okay. If you're eating a fish with bones in it, make sure there's no bones when you go to chew and swallow it. That's my random advice. I try to have you stall, and that's the best I could come up with.
So chew thoroughly, right?
Chew thoroughly. Don't choose hurling rocks like Korg does.
Okay, everybody, thanks so much for checking us out this week. We'll catch you in 2 weeks' time. Trevor, fly off to space.
I found a rock.
Is that Drax?
No, I got a rock.
Oh, Korg.
Boom. Boomski. Rama-Tut, say what? Man, I always got heat. I'm dropping bars all the time. I don't need no furnace.
Curling's great. I want to curl one day.
Can we curl together?
Let's do it.
Curling class is Aussie approved because it's a stone, which is a type of rock. Okay, bye.